when I struggle with anything, a habit, a mindset, a circumstances, I just remind myself it's not about me. And I think that's the problem that a lot of us have, is that we just face life for what it is. And as we do so, we start to make it about us, right? We started making it about us, about what are we getting? Um, how come I'm not getting this? How come this is like that? And that's also what victim mindset is to always be like trying to see how you feel bad for yourself. You It's like you're trying to get something out of the situation rather than do something about it and make it a better position, a better situation, a better mindset. Because things happen, emotions happen, but that is a bigger problem. It's bigger than just this place right there. It's bigger than just that. The way we do one thing is going to be the way we do everything. And so if we can't overcome this, it will come back to bite us again. If we can't get over this moment, if we can't face it for what it is, and to realize the role that we play into it, and that is actually the most unbearable part. It's not really whatever's going on. It's actually a lot more how we deal with it, how we respond to it. And we can do things about this, right? We can first call ourselves out on it, right? Catch ourselves in the act, like, oh, I'm doing it. And realize that whenever we do have vices, whenever we do things that only benefit our own comfort, only benefit our own self-image, only benefit our own sense of being this or the other, right? And it doesn't benefit anything else. It doesn't benefit how we apply ourselves to life. It doesn't benefit the good that we can do for other people and how much we can add to society or to life as a whole. Then we have to realize that at that moment, we're really just making it about us. But that being said, there is such a thing as falling forward, right? So once we realize that we have this or XYZ going on, and I have this vice and the other, the next step isn't just to start, not everything that we do, trying to get out of a bad position, trying to get out of a bad state of mind or whatever is considered a failure. But to be able to fall less, right? Because that's really what it is to fall, to be selfish, to think about ourselves like that, in that way is failure in itself. And so if we can do it just less, right? Whatever the mistake was, whatever the vice is, to do it at a lesser extent, then it's still a win. It's still you moving forward towards a higher situation, a higher state of mind, frequency, whatever you want to call it. And at that moment, what you will have accomplished is that you would have overcame something. And when you do, then you can operate at such a better level. You can be the source of solutions for other people. Because even though you might do it by actions, maybe you do it by words, but the way you operate through life and what people see out of you will be an answer to their situations, right? If somebody is stuck, for example, in the gym at a certain weight and he wants to get bigger and he sees you walking by and you're built and you're in good shape and etc., well, what you would have said by you being like that, by you having that position, is saying there is hope. There is such a thing as overcoming your position, because clearly I wasn't born like this. And so there is such a thing as the work that you do having an impact on your emotions. You're not just a victim to emotions. Emotions happen, and perspectives happen, but the perspectives can be changed. Emotions come and go, they pass, just like rain, just like the sun. Sometimes they're good and sometimes we appreciate them less, even though we should appreciate them as much, right? But it's the world keeps spinning. Even though the emotions happen, people still have to be some places. People still need to play their positions so that we have a stability, right? And that really is what matters most, is the stability of your character even within those situations, because that stability is going to be of value to people. If I call you and every once out of 5 times I call you, you're this other person, because for whatever reason you might be on drugs, maybe you're just angry, or maybe you're self-victimizing, whatever. Well, how much can I say that I can rely on you? Clearly I can't rely on you that much, right? What about once out of 2 times you're like this, once out of 3 times? Well, that's a level of a margin where you're not being yourself. You're allowed X situations, X circumstances, and this emotions to just run over you. And now, where's the person I know? You're not there. And now I'm the one who's left alone, even though it's something that was only between you and you. But now, since you've let it into the world, everybody pays. So we might think that we're alone in the world. We might think that we're lonely and all that, but that's also an illusion. There's a big difference between lonely and alone. None of us are actually lonely, because, see, just by this example, people care about your state. People care about your character. People care about who you are, because you play a position in their life in whatever shape, way, or form, and you might not realize it. But just by you being who you are, you're actually allowing for people to count on you, and they do, because they talk to you in a way, they expect things from you because of the standards you've put. Whether those are good or bad, it still means that people have paid attention to you. It still means that people have memorized some of your patterns. It still means that people took the time to care, because if they didn't care at all, then nobody would even be aware of your presence. Nobody would know your name, and people wouldn't have such a thing as a knowledge of you, but they do. And so this is how your actions play a role, and this is how your perspective, state of mind, and actions play a role in the collective. And so there's also the fact that if you don't take care of your own authentic perspective, if you don't take care of you, pretty much, then people won't either, because that's what you're doing. So all they sort of do is go with what you're saying. If you say we don't care about you, I guess we don't. And you tell people we don't care about you by allowing emotions to run you over, by allowing circumstances to make you a victim out of yourself, and by allowing thoughts to just run wild and like bring you to these dark places. But to deny the fact that you have a role, to deny the fact that you have a choice to make this decision or that decision, is to deny yourself and to deny truth. Because if you actually have no say, power, or influence about none of this, then whose life is it? It's not yours. And so let's speak to the person in power. Who's in power then if it's not you? Let's just speak to them. And so I would just encourage you to start by awareness, right? We can start by being aware of these things going on, realize them, and then fall forward from them. Maybe next time when you find yourself taking one of those habits that are bad for you, but now at least you did it consciously and you realize and you called yourself out on it. Maybe the next time you just do it less. Maybe next time you exchange it for something else which gives you a good feeling. Maybe next time you follow a little less, and until you've replaced it completely with something else. So yeah, I hope this was of value to you. Appreciate you for watching. Feel free to leave me a comment under this, subscribe, and see you guys on the next one.